Hi, my name is Ben. I am one of the support technicians here at Electronic Payment Systems. I'm going to be going over an installation process guide for your EPS 90 Elite 2, also commonly known as the Deja Vu terminal. So, for starters, when you receive your EPS 90 deal, you'll receive it in a big box like this. Inside will be all the things you need to help you get started, to help your merchant get going, and for all the basics that they're going to need to better progress their business. So when you open the box, first thing you're going to want to pull out is the welcome packet. The welcome packet here is going to have all the basic essentials you're going to need in here to run the EPS 90 program, to run a check series. You're also going to have a test check, which we'll be going over later. You will have a sample brochure, or in this case, for your merchants who have already ordered their brochures, a brochure that's been catered to your merchant's liking. Thus, their logo, their pictures, anything like that that they would like on the cover of the brochure. It comes with a basic installation guide for your terminal to set up the terminal, the RDM check reader, and any kind of necessary plugins that they're going to need to look at. This right here informs your merchant how to run a EPS check series, such as for this one a series of checks or a single check. It also comes with a portion of packets of the EPS 90 check agreement. These aren't necessarily required, but we strongly suggest that each merchant have their customer fill them out when doing an EPS 90 deal. This ensures a better security for both the customer and the merchant. Next, we have the basic ins and outs of how to do the agreement. This is going to basically show what the agreement covers, everything they need to sign, any kind of areas or fields that they need to fill out. Then from there, next thing you're going to want to pull out is the trifold stand. This trifold stand will commonly come wrapped very thickly in bubble wrap to ensure the best protection possible when shipping. In this trifold stand, this is where they're going to put the brochures that they've been given in their welcome packet to advertise the EPS 90 deal to their merchant or to their customers. The customers will then have a chance to look over the EPS 90 deal and see just how they can qualify for EPS 90-day credit and the benefits they're going to receive. And I'm sorry, no credit check. There's not going to be any hassles, and basically all this will be covered in their brochure. That's why we provide this trifold stand, so that merchants can display it with the check reader. That way, their customers know what they have available to them. Then after that will come the installation. You'll receive the Elite 2, also commonly known as the Deja Vu, along with a series of all the cords needed. You'll also receive the RDM check reader. The RDM check reader comes also with all the cords needed. Now, before you even plug in your credit card terminal, you want to be sure that all the cords for your phone line, power, everything like that is plugged in first. So we recommend to start off with is you get the USB cord. USB cord is going to be the long flat cord that's included with the check reader that has two flat ends at the end of it. On the back of the RDM check reader, you'll see color codes where the power goes, USB, auxiliary, COM, Ethernet, and so forth. This is going to plug into the USB port here. From here, you'll notice two USB ports in the back of our Deja or the Elite 2 terminal. The Elite 2 terminal, it does not matter if it's in the top or the bottom USB port, either one will work just fine. This allows the Elite 2 to communicate everything needed to the check reader, and for the check reader to communicate everything properly to the Elite 2. Next, you want to go ahead and pull the power cord out of the box for the check reader. And be sure you have 2 3-prong outlets available to plug into. You're going to have 2 pieces for your power cord for the RDM check reader. The first piece will plug into the adapter box. The small end of the adapter box will plug into the back of the Deja or of the RDM check reader where it says power. Be sure that the flat end piece is going up where the arrow is. From there, you'll then plug in your RDM check reader. When you plug in the RDM check reader, a series of lights will blink at the very top, my right, your left-hand side. So right here. It'll glow a series of orange, green, red, orange, green, red, and eventually after it stops blinking, it'll stay at a solid green. Then from there, your merchants have the option of either running off of a phone line or an Ethernet line. This will be something you will have designated already after entering your file with us and letting us know if your merchant would like to process off their Ethernet line or off their phone line. Now, if they're processing off their phone line, be sure that when you plug in the phone line is going to go into the bottom, not the back. When they plug it into the bottom underneath the terminal, it is going to be plugged into what is called the modem connection. From there, this will go directly to their wall. Now, if their wall is occupied, if the jack and phone line or if the jack phone line in the wall is occupied by another phone already, we provide a splitter. This will allow us to split the connection for one for their phone or for their fax line and the other for the terminal. Now, if they're running off a digital phone line, we often recommend installing a filter. The filter will generally help this signal 9 times out of 10. You simply plug the filter into the splitter, and then the phone line into the filter on the side where it says phone, not DSL. From there, the splitter is plugged back into the outlet in the wall, and their phone or fax is plugged into the secondary port. Now, for your merchants who are running off an Ethernet line, we provide an Ethernet cable. One end will be plugged into their modem. The other end will plug into the back, not the bottom. Once it is plugged in, as long as there's a live connection, you will notice a series of lights blinking in the back where it's connected. It will either blink yellow or green, a solid green, or a flashing of yellow. As long as those lights are on and blinking, you have a solid connection. Once all your connections are made and in place, you then remove the power cords for the credit card terminal. And just like for the RDM check reader, you plug the portion that will be plugged into the wall into the adapter. And then from there, simply get the adapter portion and plug it into the far left-hand side of the terminal. From there, your terminal will then turn on and it will begin to register and say, and it will come up with a magic 08. From there, it will say initializing, and it will begin to initialize the check reader. Once the check reader is initialized, you'll see the light blinking again. It will come back onto a series of green, and from there, the terminal will read favorites menu and have a series of 3 icons. The first icon being a star, the second icon being a credit card picture, and then the third one being the picture of a check. This is when you will either have your option to run a test transaction, or you can call us here at tech support and we'll be able to run through the test transactions for you. For starters though, what we'll do is we'll simply go over a test check. This is why the test check is provided. When you're going to run a test check, you simply select the icon that says check and follow the steps given on this sheet here. You can either follow the steps given for a single check or follow the steps given for a check series. From there, you simply punch in what it requests you on the terminal, use this test check here, and be sure that whenever you're using the checks, any checks, that the digital routing numbers at the bottom, the routing and the account numbers at the bottom, are always faced to the right, pressed up against the side of the terminal, and fed in directly. You know, you'll have to give it a minute sometimes because it takes it a second to catch. So just kind of refeed it if you don't think you're doing it right. From there, we'll feed in, scan the check, and it'll pop out the bottom face down. To run a test transaction on a credit card, you can either use your own credit card and simply run a penny on it, or you can call us in tech support and we have a test Visa that we can punch in manually for you. Once that is set up and we have a solid line on your terminal, the merchant is good to go.